This is a sports catastrophe production. Hey there, hi there, hello there. It's Jeff Cutter Diamond. Welcome you to another sports catastrophe on this day. And on this day, July the 14th, the storming of the Bastille happened. But of course, this is not a historical thing about news events. It's just a sports thing. Anyway, I actually struggled with trying to find something for July 14th, but knowing how I rarely talk about this sport, which is cricket, I might as well give it some credence. So the 2019 Cricket World Cup happened. And on July 14th, it ended with, shockingly, England winning the World Cup. So the tournament had 10 teams instead of 14 from the previous edition. The format changed to a single round robin group. So basically, you play your you have nine matches. Top 4 teams would move on to the knockout stage. After 6 weeks, the top 4 was India, Australia, England, and New Zealand. Pakistan was close, but they didn't score enough runs, I guess. So anyway, England and New Zealand would face each other in the finals, which was shocking because Australia and India usually never lose. So anyway, both teams actually scored 241 times, which actually was huge because then they went to a super over, which meant that over is 6 balls thrown at you. You got to score as many points as possible. So yeah, it was huge and all that. England would have its 5th World Cup, the 5th Cricket World Cup to happen in England. The first 3, 75, 79, 83, were played in England. And then the 99 World Cups too. So anyway, there were 10 teams fighting it out. England won participation as the host nation. 7 won one-day internationals. And then there was a qualifier. Afghanistan and West Indies would qualify. West Indies basically were a powerhouse in the 70s and 80s. So yeah. The West Indies took care of Scotland to move on. And Afghanistan beat Ireland. This was amazing. Zimbabwe had not missed a World Cup since 1983, and Ireland missed for the first time in 16 years. So yeah, you got your 10 teams to move on. So anyway, the group stage saw it. This is what happens with the group stage. India was first place with 15 points, 7 wins, a loss, and a no result because of weather. Australia was second with a 7-2 mark. England was 6-3, and New Zealand was 5-3 with 1 no result because of weather. Pakistan also was 5-3 with 1 result. We tied New Zealand. However, New Zealand on runs rates got it because Pakistan couldn't score enough runs. Running at the bottom was Pakistan, Sri Lanka, South Africa, Bangladesh, West Indies, and Afghanistan, who went over the 9. So yeah, there was a lot of weather and all that. So yeah, so basically we got to the final 4. The next India would take on New Zealand. Australia would take on England. People were basically saying that it was going to be New Zealand versus Australia, the old rivalry between the 2 Oceania countries. Well, New Zealand easily beat India 239-221. However, England shocked everyone by taking care of Australia, who were superstars and all that. But Australia got hit with 10 wickets. So to explain cricket would be hard to understand. But basically, someone throws you a ball like a pitcher, but basically bounces it before you try to hit it with a big wooden mallet. big wooden stick and all that. You're out, or a wicket on your team has hit if the ball hits the wicket before you swing and miss, and then the ball hits the wicket, or the wicket keeper catches the ball and then hits the wicket behind you, or if you actually get your ball caught by a fielder, and also like you run between two sets of wickets. If the ball hits the side of the wickets before you get to that side, you're out. So basically, you can score with one legendary people. Legendary moves is you get 6 points for hitting a ball that's over a boundary on the fly, 6, and but if it hits the boundary, it goes over. It's 4. It's weird and all that. So New Zealand would take on England in the final. New Zealand won the toss and decided to bat. England also batted and all that. So anyway, it was a tie, so it went to a super over, which meant that 6 balls and all that. England scored 15 runs, and then New Zealand needed 16. New Zealand needed 2 runs from the final delivery to win the game. Guptill tried to scamper for the winning run, but a throw got him in time. So it was a tie. England's boundary count, and I think that means that hitting the boundary and all that, 26-17 meant that they won. They had previously lost the World Cup final in 79, 87, and 92, which was shocking, but England finally did it. Ben Stokes was named hero, and it was shocking to see, England winning a title. I mean, England basically was the key. The key was that, England invented cricket in a sense, but never got to win the titles because other countries just surpassed them. But in the end, England got the World Cup, and everyone was happy as can be. I guess you got to give it to them, and it's probably the only cricket World Cup I'm going to talk about because the others I don't think you want to know about or even care. But anyway, this one cares. It's an England victory and all that. Anyway, I'm Jeff Diamond. I do.